In one of my previous videos, I mentioned in passing that the word for today, kyo, used to be written and originally pronounced kefu. What does kefu actually mean though? Let's start by breaking it up into phonemes, ke and fu. Ke is the same as in kesa and means this. It's a variation of ko in kono or kore. As you probably guessed, fu means day and is the same word as hi. Remember that he used to be pronounced fi, so the two words are actually quite close. Kefu then is equivalent to kono hi, this day. The meaning wasn't originally restricted to today either, but could refer to whichever day one was talking about. The modern pronunciation of yesterday, kino, is also a result of onbin. If we add back the missing f that got dropped along the way, we get kinofu. That fu looks familiar, doesn't it? It's the same as the one we just saw in kefu, and again means day. No is just, well, no. Ki is the tricky part. It isn't known for sure what it means, but the two main candidates are sugi and saki, with the first mora dropped. Sugi, or sugu, is sugiru nowadays and means to pass, and saki is earlier. That leaves us with one of sugi no hi or saki no hi, both with the same meaning, a past day. Again, this word didn't necessarily refer to yesterday, but could be any day in the recent past. Let's continue back in time to the day before yesterday. The modern word is ototoi, and once again this is ateji. We see the same pattern as in the previous two words of onbin causing a consonant to be dropped. The full word would be ototohi. Hi, of course, is day as before. The important thing to note next is that the final to is actually a sound shift from the older tsu, and you can still find ototsui listed in dictionaries as an alternative reading. This tsu is a possessive particle like no. Actually, basically anything can be a possessive particle in Japanese. No, ga, tsu, a shiny rock you found on the side of the road. Anyhow, what about oto? It's also the result of a sound shift. These words are old after all. From ochi, or Old Japanese woti, which means distant and is related to toi. In this case, we're talking about distant in time, not physically far away. As you might have guessed, this word ototsuhi originally meant a distant day, and not specifically the day before yesterday. It could be a day in the distant past, but possibly also in the future. There's a phrase ototoi koi, meaning never come back, but literally translating as come back the day before yesterday. It's possible that it means exactly what it sounds like today, since it's impossible to come back 2 days before the present. It could also be that it originally meant come back in a very long time. As you may know, there are two words for tomorrow in Japanese, asu and ashita, both written with the same kanji. Of course, those kanji are ateji for both words. There are two main theories about the origins of asu. One has it that it's a sound shift or now forgotten verb form of asa, morning. According to the other theory, it comes from akasu, which in modern Japanese means to pass the night or to reveal or bring to light, originally in the literal sense of sunrise bringing light. Ashita is somewhat unclear, but the prevailing explanation is that it was akeshida. Here, shida is an old word for time in an Eastern Japanese dialect of the Nara period, so akeshida would have meant dawn time. Before the end of the Heian period, ashita didn't mean tomorrow, but was the time of day opposite to yube, evening. As such, it was the same as asa, but morning as the end of the night rather than the start of the day. Finally, we've reached the day after tomorrow, asatte. Surprise, it's another ateji. This one is easy to explain though. It's a shortened form of asusarite, which means when tomorrow has passed. Over time, it became asusate, then asate, and finally asatte, which conforms with the modern form satte of sarite. Thanks for listening. Kefu mo o kiki ni nari makoto ni arigatou gozaimashita. Mata ne!